Hello YouTube, this is Firebrand Chris, and once again I am reloading something. This time I'm going to be reloading 7.5 by 55 Swiss. I actually just shot this brass at the range this past weekend. So included in this, we will be depriming. I know a couple of the videos that I made before, we didn't have to deprime because it was fresh brass, but there will be depriming in this video. And also I will be using Gerard's case trimmer. It's a pretty good trimmer, and I highly recommend it, but you'll see that in a later part of the video. So I have to do this whole bag, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to do 10, maybe 5, something like that. Now just going to spray some Hornady one-shot case lube. Seal that up. Now, I'm not too worried about getting any case lube inside of the case neck. I'm using a carbide expander ball. So what I will do, I will spray a little bit of lube in a couple of the case necks, because it does make the operation go by easier. You spray a little bit on there, and it should last, at least for the 10 that I have to do. And that's pretty much it. We're going to move on to the sizing and depriming operation. Alright, in this stage we're going to be sizing and depriming. So for the die set, I will be using Redding. See if you guys can see it. Redding dies. And go ahead and stick this in here. And like I said before, I really do apologize if you have a weird angle of this. I'm working on getting a better camera. That way you guys can get a better look. See if you guys see the primer in there. Stick this in here. And there you have it. It has been deprimed. I don't know if you guys can see it. Now the primer pockets don't really look too bad, so it doesn't look like I'm going to have to scrape any type of carbon out of here. As per instructions from Hornady, when using one-shot case lube, I did spray a little bit of the one-shot case lube up into the die, and then I let it dry. So it's supposed to assist in the sizing. You can hear those primers popping out of here. Oh. Make sure that's on there. And there you have it. There is 10 cases sized and deprimed. Okay, in this stage we're going to be sizing, well, not sizing, let me correct myself. We're going to be trimming the brass down. I've already set this, so I won't have to make any adjustments. Go ahead and turn it on. Now this thing, I don't know if it's going to be loud for you, but it does have a bit of a hum to it. If you've ever seen other YouTube videos. Just going to stick this in here. Case is trimmed and deburred. You guys see if you can get a good look at it. Pretty good. Okay. There we have it, 10 cases. Now, I've seen other YouTube videos where some individuals say, just press the case down and that's all you need to do. The instructions say to push the case down and then make a half turn. I've done it both ways. I've stuck the case down and then half turn it. And I've stuck the case down and then I did the half turn. The trimming actually turned out better, a lot smoother when you do the half turn. I suppose everybody has their method. I just try to follow what the instructions say. Oh, did I forget a case? Let's go ahead and take care of this. There you have it. Now we'll move on to gonna prime this brass, and if you've seen my videos before, you know that I use a hand priming tool, so just bear with me. Okay, before we can prime the brass, I'm going to load some primers into the CCI strips. Now, I've been searching high and low for CCI large rifle primers, and I've been unable to find them. So I do have Winchester primers, and I have what is that? Not Remington, but Federal primers. So I have Winchester and Federal large rifle primers. So this is the APS loading strip loader. I think that's by RCBS. It's really easy to use. Try to do this so you can see it. What I do is I carefully, since we're only doing 10, I carefully push the primers into their respective area. You know what? Let's just go ahead and easier way instead of loading 10. Shift it around a little bit. It'll get the primers in the areas they need to go. Then push the remaining back. Oh, I see there's a couple that's empty. So I'm gonna let them go forward again. Might have to do this a couple times. There's always a primer that seems to escape. Just remember not to use excessive force. And see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, all the primers are lined up in the strips. And I might as well just load up the whole strip. I gotta do, let's see, gotta do that whole bag of 50, so it's not gonna go to waste. And you just press down. Now always remember to have some safety glasses on. So what I'm gonna do, push that strip out. There you go. And there you have it. There is a strip. Now we can actually prime the brass. Okay, now for the priming operation, I'm going to use my trusty hand priming tool by RCBS. Now I actually have two of these. I use one for small primers, one for large primers. Makes it easier, that way I wouldn't have to change out the priming seating tool thingamajig in there. Let's set this off to the side. We won't be needing this. Maybe if I load some 5.56 or pistol rounds that use small primers. For purposes of showing you guys the priming part, I'm going to set the camera back on its trusty stand. Little Jimmy Rick stand that I have going on. Load these in here. There we have it. Now sometimes, well, and it's seated. Now, I did load these up with the Federal primers, and the Federal primers fit very tightly into the primer pocket. I don't know, so far the Winchester seems to just slide right on in. Give it a good squeeze. Whoa. Got brass flying all over the place. That's always a reason why you should wear eye protection. Because of that, and in case you have a primer detonation. It's in there pretty good. Always make sure now I always wondered, I know yeah, they sell these large rifle primers in store. I don't stay too far from the Olin Winchester plant in East Alton, and I noticed on the back it said they were made in East Alton, so in theory, could I actually go to the plant and possibly buy some large rifle primers directly? I think I might try that. It's worth trying. I've been over to the Olin Winchester shooting range. Doesn't hurt. Whoop. Give it a good squeeze. There you go. That's 10. Okay, in this stage, I'm actually going to go over, at least, I'm going to talk more about my powder dispenser than I have before, so you'll get to watch me calibrate it and all that type of stuff. Turn it on. press calibrate. And it is stable. We're going to press calibrate again. Stick the weight on there. And it's stable. We're going to press calibrate again. And it's calibrating the weight. Now we're going to put that on there. And it's stable. Going to press calibrate. And it's set. Now we have to put the powder pan on, and we're going to press 0. So now that counts for the weight of the powder pan. What I do before I go to the load that I'm going to use, I always press trickle, and I always try to get a little bit more of the powder through the tube, because if you don't, a whole bunch is just going to shoot out of there and it's going to mess up the first load. You're going to have to put the powder back in there anyway. So there's more powder coming through. It's trickling now. That means we have a lot of powder in the tube. Going to open that top up. Just stick the powder back in there. There we go. It's going to say 0 now again. And it's all ready. Now we're going to go to my freaking load selection. And that is my 7.5 by 55 Swiss. Now we're doing 175 grain bolt-tail hollow points, so let's just double check, because I do have a couple of 7.5 Swiss loads in here. Yep, 175. Now I've been experimenting around with the Hodgkin 380, and it's about, I really would like to get my hands on some Varget, but this is readily available at the Cabela's store. And let's see, actually, I'm explaining this. It didn't perform too bad out at the range. I could tell up close it was dead on, but as I moved the target back off camera, the rounds, you get back further than 50 yards, past 50 yards, 75 yards, and the rounds kind of just the group got bigger and bigger. So I'm experiment, since that's the only powder that I have right now and is readily available that I can use for this caliber. I'm gonna play around with this a little more. And it appears our load is ready. So let's put some powder on here. Let me grab my freaking tray. Like I said, normally when it comes to the powder, I'm not really going to do that many, because I mean, it really does take quite some time with the auto dispenser. Oh, there I am spilling powder all over the place trying to hold this freaking iPod. So what I'll do is I'll redo that load, make sure I actually get powder, the proper charge in there. I'm going to set that off to the side. Looks like we're a little bit underweight. Oh, never mind. There we go. Like I was saying in a previous video, I had to get me a different pan because I'm telling you, it's freaking crazy, this pan. Freaking powder just flies out of there. But what we'll do is we'll fast forward to the next stage. I mean, you guys pretty much got a handle on this. We'll go on to seating the bullet. Okay, for this stage, we're going to be seating the bullet. Now, I actually changed out the original seating plug and my Redding seeder die with a micrometer seeder. It's not entirely the same as the competition series micrometer seeder dies, but it works as far as making small adjustments and stuff like that. Just have to find the appropriate plug, and I believe the plug number for this is 20. Now for bullet selection, we're using Hornady's 168 grain bolt tail hollow point. Put that on there. Now, even though I said 168 grain bolt tail hollow points, for this reloading video, they're actually 175 grain bolt tail hollow points. This scene was taken from a different reloading video that I made earlier. Now I would tell you the overall length of this, but you're really going to have to play around with your K31, because the overall length, it seems to vary. Like I've heard people say they had to seat their bullets to 2.920 of an inch, but I actually had to seat mine further down with this bullet selection. So just varies. So the easiest thing to do is just experiment. And every bullet selection is different. Like I know for my 175 grain bolt tail hollow point bullets, it's, you know, have to see them slightly different from the 168 grain. Yeah, I sit that on there. And that's pretty much it for this portion. Now we'll move to the crimping operation. Alright, in this final and last operation, we're going to be crimping the brass. Or applying the crimp, however you want to say it. So what we're going to do, I already got, it's a good thing about the Lee quick change dies, it's already set for this caliber. I don't have to do any adjustments. Only time I do an adjustment on it is say if I want to change the amount of crimp that I want to apply to the brass. Let's go ahead and stick this in here. Actually gonna pick it up, see if you can get a real good look at it. It's coming up. It's got a nice crimp on it. I don't know if you guys can tell. 175 grain bolt tail hollow point, once fired brass. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the 9. Gonna have to sit you guys back over here. You normally get a nice steady flow going. Not too fast, you know, to where I don't mess up something. But according to Lee, you should never buckle a shoulder using this die. So it's never happened to me before, and I'm pretty sure it's possible. But Lee says it isn't, so there you have it. There's 10. Once again, there I am dropping stuff all over the place. Now we'll move to the finished product. Aha, this is our finished product. Well, not entirely. I still got to do 40 more. And at least I got 10 knocked out of the way. But if I haven't said it before, I've shot this load out at the range, and it performed really well. So give it a try again before I start tweaking things. Maybe see how it does at 100 yards. 175 grain. I keep saying I'm attempting to duplicate the GP11 ammo, but honestly, I don't even know if I'm anywhere close. I don't have any type of instrument to measure the speed of the bullet or anything, so I still got a lot of things that I have to acquire. But until then, you know, I'll just keep playing around with certain loads. I actually write everything down, so I can always go back to it, try it out. And as far as the bullet depth and all that, you may have already known that you cannot seat American-made .308 caliber bullets to the same length as GP11 ammo. It will get stuck in the bore, and you will spill powder all over your action. I've never done that before, but from what I've heard, it's a pretty bad thing. Other than that, I'm not going to keep you guys. Just look for my next video. Probably this coming up weekend, I'll probably be testing these loads out again with my K31. So just look for that video. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching.